We're going to deal with an alternate way to get your morgue file image into your web page and to scale it and optimize it so it looks good. This is the original morgue file image, and I'm going to put it inside the assets folder inside my root. So I'm going to open the root here. Here's the assets, and I'm going to make sure I drag this inside the assets folder. You see the original file is a very big file. We'll come back to Dreamweaver. And in Dreamweaver, you'll see this is where we want to insert it inside the body of our page. The cursor is flashing to show insert. I'm going to go into the insert menu, make sure it's set for common, and we're going to click on the images button. And then I'm going to grab that digital photo file to bring it into my Dreamweaver page. So click open. It'll ask for alt text. We'll type cupcake. And then when we click OK, you'll see that it brings it in, but it's humongous because the digital file photo is at a fairly good resolution, probably 4 megapixel, 5 megapixel digital file. So it's going to be much bigger than the page. That'll cause the page to render slow if we don't resize it and re-res it. I'm going to zoom back a bit. I'm going to go to View to Magnification to zoom out to about 25% so you can see how actually large this is. This is the cupcake image. This is the actual size of the container for my page and the background. So we want to resize this image first and then change the resolution and optimize it. We're going to look down in the property inspector, make sure it's set to HTML, and I want to click on the little lock to constrain the width and the height so that it doesn't scale more one direction than the other. Then we're going to go up to one of the little black buttons when the image is selected. And it's kind of finicky. You want to make sure that you get that double-headed arrow to scale it. You can see it's now there. And I'm going to have you put your finger on the shift key when you scale an image to maintain the proportions. So I'm going to scale it back here. Until I get it close to the size I want. That looks pretty good. I'm going underneath the view. And I'm going to change the magnification so that we can see it a little better. Okay, so that's the image right now in my web page. There's a problem with this. The problem is it's 742K, so it's a very good sized image still. Even though we changed the size or the dimension of it, we didn't change the resolution, so it's going to be at a very, very high resolution at this point. What we probably want to do is go back and use some of the tools that are inside of Dreamweaver to go ahead and modify this image. One of the ones that I can do is the crop tool. Now before we had a focus with the last method on the center cupcake, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the crop tool. And it gives you a warning that when you do this you actually change the image. I'm going to click OK because that's okay with me. And we're going to scale this image. The focus back on that middle cupcake. And I'm going to hit the return key. And you see that the cupcake is now 362K, so about half the size just by cutting the dimensions. I want to do one more thing. I want to resample the image. I'm going to click on the resample button. And it also warns you that that's going to permanently change the image that you're dealing with. Click OK. And what it did is say, well, he wants it this large inside his document. We're going to make it that large at 72 pixels per inch. And you can see down here, it took it down to 40K so that that image size is much more manageable. So that's another way that you can bring an image into Dreamweaver, edit it within Dreamweaver sort of visually, modify it by cropping it, and then optimize it to make it so that it's the correct resolution at the correct size for your particular page.